So I've just taken over plot 22A and B, and they were 2 5-pole plots, but I quite like the position of this, so I asked whether I could take the 2 5s. I'll do a separate video about why I like this particular plot, but there it is, that's the state it's in. Obviously got a bit of work, covered in grass and quite a bit of rubbish, but there are plots that were available in a far worse state than this one, so all things considered, I'm pretty happy with my choice. As I said, I'll do a separate video explaining the criteria that I used in selecting my plot, but that is very much the before. Okay, everything on this plot except for that stuff, which I've just bought, and that pile of wood at the end, which I've just bought, that is it. That is how I took over the plot. So I hope you'll follow me as I try and improve and tame this wilderness. Okay, see you soon. Speaking of wild plots, this one is next door to the one I eventually took. I think it's fairly obvious why I decided that this wasn't the plot for me. All I can say is whoever takes on this one is a braver man than me. Okay, so the previous allotment owner has left this wheelbarrow behind. Generally it looks in fairly good shape, except for the fact that the tyre is flat. So I've had a quick look at it, and yeah, there's some fairly serious damage there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there's basically a gaping hole in there. So obviously the inner tube's absolutely ruined as well. So I'll have a look, see if I can get a whole new replacement wheel, and yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, I think once that's fixed, it'll be a serviceable wheelbarrow. So yeah, that's good, a bonus. Hi everyone, it's Sunday the 27th of March, and I've just been clearing all or some of the rubbish off my allotment, bringing it up to the road, and about to take it off to the dump. Probably doesn't look like very much, but it's a fair sized pile. Let's see if it's going to fit in my car now. Okay, so it's the end of the day on Sunday 27th. Today I've made the sides for the compost bin. However, I've come to the conclusion that my screwdriver just doesn't have the guts to do this sort of work, so I'm going to have to invest in a more powerful screwdriver, I think. Yeah, I would have got a lot further on, except I had to take it home to charge it twice today. So yeah, it's obviously not really up to this sort of level of use. But yeah, I've ordered a new one, and hopefully that'll be with me shortly. Other things I've done today, well, you'll see me make a run to the dump, so most of the rubbish off of the allotment has now been removed, and I've continued to remove some of the more pernicious perennial weeds. So this bit here, what I've been doing is taking out stinging nettles, dock leaves, brambles, and I also think there may have been some horseradish down here. I'm taking a picture of it, so if anyone can actually identify it, let me know, because instead of composting the root, we'll eat them. But I've actually got some horseradish growing in a pot at home, and the leaves look the same, but this stuff down here has got some weird kind of frilly fronds which look almost like fennel. I don't know whether that's just a different stage of the plant or not, but it smells like horseradish when you break it, but obviously I don't want to take a chance and eat it if it's not actually that. Yeah, so starting to make a bit of progress. It feels like yeah, we're heading in the right direction now, but yeah, there's still quite a few docks and stinging nettles on this part, which obviously need to come out. Over here, and some random stuff over here. This is my makeshift compost pile for now. Some of the bags that look like rubbish actually look like really good compost in there, so when I've made my bins over there, I'll make sure that all goes in there. And yeah, let's see if we can find one of those roots. Oh no, I'll probably bury it. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. In focus. Yeah, so the leaves look pretty horseradish-like, but it was this kind of frondy type thing that made me not quite so sure. And as you can see, I mean, if that is horseradish, that's a decent sized root. Anyway, enough of my ramblings. I think that's it for now. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.